Hey guys, it's Yessenia from Austin Underground, and I'm here with Ilan Rubin, aka The New Regime. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. So you just came back from touring with The Used in Europe. How did that go?
It went really well. It's awesome to get to be able to cover so many countries in such a short amount of time. And we're doing South by Southwest in between that tour and the U.S. tour we're going to do with them as well.
Awesome, awesome. You also got to drum on Late Night with Seth Meyers last December. How did that end up happening?
Well, they often have guest drummers because Fred Armisen, who's usually the drummer, is out doing a million other things. So one of their production people got in touch with us, and I thought it would be a fun thing to do. So I spent a week in New York and did the shows with them. It's a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love his show. Do you watch it regularly?
I don't, but I have since.
Yeah, you're on it, and you're great. So.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so you launched the New Regime in 2007 as like your solo project, but you've been really busy drumming for other big artists too. How do you learn to manage it?
Well, that's what's sort of been the problem, is that the intention for the New Regime was never to be a side project. I always wanted it to be, eventually to be my main endeavor. But while playing drums for other bands, whether it be Nine Inch Nails or Angels and Airwaves or whoever it may have been, I was always consistently writing, recording, and releasing music throughout that time. So really the only part of the New Regime that suffered was touring. So last chance I had to tour was 2011. And now that everything has kind of come to a close with all the different touring cycles, I've decided to just do this. So since kind of mid-end of last year, I've been touring very consistently, and it's been great. I just want to tour as much as possible and grow the band.
Yeah, and you're doing something interesting with the way you're releasing your music. Instead of a third full length, you decided to do a series of EPs. Exhibit B came out last year, which is great, and all our viewers should check out. But should we be expecting Exhibit C soon?
Not soon, but eventually. The thing with Exhibits A and B is that I knew I was going to be very busy at that time, playing a little bit with Paramore and then going into a full Nine Inch Nails cycle. I knew I was going to be busy for a very long time. And the songs that I was recording weren't necessarily written to be in the format of an album. So the first two albums that I wrote, I knew the sound I wanted and the feel that would kind of take you up and down throughout the duration of the album. With this, I had a lot of songs, so I didn't worry about how they were going to stack up against each other. I just wrote them all and then worried about kind of sequencing them later. So I thought it would be better to do two EPs, that way I could release them over a span of time, and it was actually more music than would be on a typical album. But I think next is going to be a full length.
That's awesome. We'll be looking forward to it. You started drumming at a very young age. Do you remember who some of your favorite drummers were at the time?
They're still my favorite drummers, so yes. My two favorite drummers of all time are John Bonham and Stuart Copeland. Also two of my favorite bands, Led Zeppelin and the Police. But those would really be my main favorites and my biggest influences. But I do love some other drummers, older jazz drummers. Not really into jazz, but the way they approach drums as an instrument was very unique and musical. So Joe Morello and Buddy Rich, more big band, but like I said, not really my thing musically, but the skill and the finesse that those players had, and the improvisation. Like I'm not a fan of the drum solo per se, but the way those guys took their solo spots was incredible as far as the way they improvised and just everything they did. It was a real instrument the way they played it.
Is there any instrument that you don't know how to play that you wish you could?
There are so many instruments that I don't know how to play. I'll tell you what though, the instrument that presented a real challenge to me that I backed away from for a while, or I've backed off from since, was the violin. I was able to, I got to the point of being able to play a scale pretty poorly up and down in G, and I thought, okay, if I'm gonna want to get good at this, it's going to take a teacher and a lot of time that I don't have right now. So I politely put it away in the case, and it's in the closet somewhere.
Yeah. Well, to wrap things up, is there anyone you want to see here at South by?
I really don't know too much of what's going on, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm obviously here to play. That's what I'm most excited about. And we have about 3 shows, 2 of which are tonight. And I haven't done that before, so I'm looking forward to doing a show, packing up, going elsewhere, setting up, doing another show, and calling it a night. But yeah, I mean, you've walked around here plenty. There's always something going on. You're always kind of poking your head in and seeing who's playing or what's going on. So it's fun. But I'm here to talk to people like you and have a great time doing it and play some shows. So.
Well, thank you for joining us. Good luck on your shows tonight.